Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Will and welcome to Copper Jacket TV. So things are constantly changing in California and sometimes it's kind of hard to keep up. I mean, just last Friday we got an incredible decision from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in a case called Nguyen v. Bonta, which challenged California's 1 in 30 law. That was the rationing law. In a unanimous decision, the Ninth Circuit ended up striking that law down. So that was phenomenal. They said it was unconstitutional to limit somebody's acquisition of arms. Fantastic. But here we are now on Monday, exactly 1 week from July 1st, where even more gun control laws are going to take effect in the state of California, unfortunately. And today we're going to be talking about one of those. And this is kind of an update to one that already exists, but I really want to make you guys aware of it. I'm making this video so that nobody gets caught off guard by these laws that start at these random times throughout the year. Some start in January, some start in March. These just happen to start on July 1st. So I want to talk to you guys about what's going on here, give you guys a little bit of a heads up so that you can be prepared. Let's get to it. Now, real quick before we get started, this channel is proudly sponsored by Attorneys on Retainer, who is backed by Attorneys for Freedom. Listen, if you carry to defend yourself or your loved ones, or maybe you just keep something in your home for your own defense, having an Attorneys on Retainer membership is like having an attorney in your back pocket that is accessible 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As a matter of fact, there was an incident recently, you might have seen other creators talking about it, it's been all over the news, where a guy had to use his AOR membership. He was a security guard at a preschool in Oregon. When a car came through the parking lot, he was driving erratically, almost hit the security guard as a matter of fact. Security guard goes over and follows him to the next parking lot to get his license plate so that he could file a report. When he got closer to the car, the guy jumped out of the car, unarmed, mind you, and lunged at the security guard, knocking him down. His pepper spray is behind him. He couldn't access that. There was a big scuffle that ensued. The guy was choking out the security guard. He was unfortunately forced to take action and he used his sidearm, and that guy didn't make it. Now, you're talking about an incident of one guy who's armed security guard and another guy who's not. In a state like Oregon, it's very easy for prosecutors to prosecute something like that and put you in jail. Now, thanks to his AOR membership and the immediate response from the AOR team, who contacted prosecutors and sent out an investigator and advocated for the fact that this guy was simply defending himself, after a months-long investigation, this guy is not being charged. So he is walking free today because of that membership. So if you want the ability to have a legal response like he did, check out the link down below to Attorneys on Retainer. There's several different membership plans at different prices that'll fit your budget. There'll be some discounts down there as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what's going on here. So this is another instance of California using your finances to discourage you from accessing or practicing your Second Amendment rights. California has done everything in their power to try and price people out. Now, the thing is, the only people this really affects are going to be people who are low income or maybe middle income, but just live paycheck to paycheck, where every single dollar matters, right? You go to the grocery store to pick up those eggs, and if they're 50 cents more than they were before, it's kind of a pain in the butt. Well, California's doing the same thing. They got that 11% excise tax, which is on top of any state or federal taxes. And so in California, you're already paying a premium for anything that's Second Amendment related. And then to top it off, you have to do a background check for ammunition, which is absolutely ridiculous, right? You got to pay that $1 fee, and if you're not in the system, you got to pay that $19 fee in order to conduct that background check, where they take all your personal identifying information, they send it off to the DOJ, where that information is kept, by the way, and then they allow you to partake in your rights. So it's not really the Second Amendment anymore. You have to ask the government for permission in California to do just about anything. Well, now it looks like what they're going to be doing starting July 1st is they're going to be increasing that $1 fee to $5. Now, to me, the $1 is already unconstitutional. The background check itself is unconstitutional, but California wants to make it sting in your wallet. Keep in mind that this is going to be for every single transaction. And if you add everything up, it makes a very big difference, because you could be looking at something that's 10, and then you got state, local, and federal taxes, right? So you could be looking at 12 after that, or maybe even a little bit more. Then you add on the 11% additional that comes on top of that. Now you add the $5 after that, and you're looking at 17, 18 for the same thing that costs 10. You're paying nearly double. And that's one of the things that I used to do. I would stock up slowly. I would go through, and maybe I was going to get some milk, right? I'd be at Walmart, grab, thing of milk, just run home real quick. And I'd stop and I'd get one box. And after a while, that kind of adds up. And so if you're on a low budget like I was when I was younger, that was a great way to do things. But if you add up now that fee every single time, you're now paying almost double for that one box. And so it is going to create a huge problem in California. And it's just another way that they're trying to discourage people, because like I said before, again, this is really going to affect the people that are the most poor, or the people that have the least, and these are probably the people that need to defend themselves the most. Now here's the real kicker. California says they're making this change and they're increasing it to 5 to cover their cost for these checks. But in the law, there is no restriction on how far they can go with those increases. So while right now it went from 1 to 5, there's nothing stopping them from, let's say, another year or 2 years, whenever they submit their new bills and maybe somebody runs out of ideas, from increasing that to 10 or 15 or 20. Again, there's nothing stopping them. There's no limit to how far they can go when they charge you for these checks. So again, this is like an open door for them to be able to collect more funds from people like you and I. And again, I don't want you to be caught off guard, because if you're somebody who is like I was, right, and you would just do one at a time, that one at a time is going to cost you more, and maybe you want to increase that volume in this next week, because again, you only have one more week before this increase takes effect. So I wanted to make people aware of that so they could plan accordingly. Again, if you're somebody who's on a tight budget, maybe think of a way to, get more in there before this whole thing starts, or else it's going to be $5 every single time. It's just unbelievable. California will not stop hitting your finances, trying to discourage you from practicing your Second Amendment rights. Don't let them win. Don't let them stop you. Do what you can and continue to fight back. Anyway, again, I just wanted to make you aware of it so you weren't caught off guard on July 1st when you go in and they say, hey, it's 5 now. It's unbelievable. California's unbelievable. Thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, consider hitting that subscribe button. Y'all have a great day.